Instead of playing G7 like this, try this. So I'm going to start with this common G7 voicing on the top 4 strings. Now this chord is coming from the classic bar chord, starting with the root on the 6th string, but I'm just using the top 4 strings. So I have the flat 7, the 3rd, the 5th, and the root. Now G7 is going to be the 5th chord in the key of C. We're going to borrow some triads from the C major scale, the 2 chord that is D minor and the 3 chord that is E minor. So the idea here is going to be to go from D minor first inversion chromatically to E minor, right? Now D minor over G, I have the root, the 5th, the flat 7, and the 9. And E minor over G, I have the root, the 6th, the root again, and the major 3rd. So far I have this. Now a really good practice here will be to transpose this idea all over the 12 keys using the circle of fourths. First you want to relate the 5 chord to the 1 chord, and then you want to go chromatically from the 2 chord to the 3 chord. Ideally you want to name the triads. So for our example, G7 is the 5 chord in the key of C, and I'm going chromatically from D minor, that is the 2 chord, to E minor, right? And if I go to C7, 12 o'clock, circle of fours, C7 is the 5 chord in the key of F, and I'm going chromatically from G minor, that is the 2 chord, to A minor, that is the 3 chord. Then I can go to F7, it's the 5 chord in the key of B flat, and then I'm going to go chromatically from the 2 chord, that is C minor, to the 3 chord, that is D minor. One more, I can go to B flat now. Now B flat is the 5 chord in the key of E flat, and then I'm going to go chromatically from F minor to G minor. One last example, E flat 7 is the 5 chord in the key of A flat. I'm still following the circle of fours, right? And B minor is the 2 chord, and I'm chromatically gonna go to C minor. Now you can keep going following the circle of fours. After E flat comes A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, and you're back on G. So then I'm gonna go back to the G7 chord, right? Top 4 strings, but I'm gonna play that 9 on the 5th fret of the highest string. Then I'm gonna go to this first inversion, D minor. Again, I'm using the 2 chord, slide into the 3 chord, back to the 2 chord. That part sounds like this. Then I'm going to slide to that G note, 10th fret of the A string, and with my ring finger I'm going to play this D minor triad, right? Again, D minor, the 2 chord, over G, I have the root, the flat 7, the 9, and the 5th. This chord is mainly known as the classic G9, right? But if I deconstruct this chord, I'm not using the D string. I have the root on the A string, and on the top 3 strings I have this D minor triad. So I'm looking for this sound, root and top 3 strings. So from here I'm going to visualize this G7 chord, right? Classic shape. I'm just going to think about the B and the G string. I have these 2 notes, the flat 7 and the major 3rd. And I'm coming from a half step below, from the 6th and the minor 3rd. I'm going to slide twice like this. So if I put those 2 parts together, I have this. Then I'm going to go to this G9 chord that I like a lot, right? I have the flat 7, the 9, the major 3rd, and the root. Now I can use 2 variations of this chord, with the root on the melody, high E string, and with the root on the bass, low E string. Of course, for this funky part, we're using the high E string, right? And then again from here, D minor and E minor, borrowing that 2 chord on the 3 chord. In this case, D minor, second inversion, to E minor, second inversion. I will have this. If I put all that together, at the end I have this.